Oh shit. Hello. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. You need the TV off.
I do. One of you boys, please. Welcome to the Not So Tender podcast number 35.
Yay!
It's a good age.
It's my forever age.
Is it? That's a solid
place. This will be my third
place.
annual 35th birthday party this year.
Oh, here comes Michael, small king. Thank you, sir. Mike won't even say his voice, so no one knows what he sounds like.
Nope.
Imagine a king, but small.
But mighty.
Mighty as fuck.
A mighty small.
Mighty Mike.
Mighty mysterious Michael.
Mighty mysterious Michael. Hi, Kelly.
Oh, hey.
How was your week? Let's hear it.
It's been dynamic. It's been dynamic.
That is the best way to describe something that you don't want to call trash.
No, just everybody's going through it.
Dynamic.
It's been dynamic. I have
Well,
clients that are moving out of state that they've been job hunting for the last couple months. Like,
yeah.
They have accomplished their goals. They now have jobs in other states and they're like freaking out. I mean, appropriately so, but
I guess
they have to like pack up their shit and like move.
that's what it means to get a job in another state.
Right. Right. So I have some of that. I have a lot of people who are dating who are just coming to me week after week.
Same
Pissed.
shit. Pissed?
Just pissed.
Why?
Because people suck.
Yeah. How do you not know that?
They do know that.
I had a conversation today sort of about that.
Yeah.
I said, for something you want the most results out of, you've done the least amount of work for, or to understand it.
That's fair.
And I don't understand why that's a consistent thing and no one calls anybody on it.
See, I think the people on my caseload are probably the exception to that rule because
Well,
they're in therapy.
Yeah,
they're in therapy. They're listening to the podcast. They're reading the books that I'm recommending for them. They're giving a lot of grace, but not a lot of wiggle room. Like their expectations are what they are. And they're just pretty consistently let down in a variety of ways.
Well, that's kind of life.
Yeah.
Think about a guy who consistently maintains his car, takes it to the shop once a year, does real maintenance, like preventative maintenance.
Yeah.
Do you think he understands more what's going on with his car? And do you think when something does go wrong, he's super surprised? He's like this. Yeah, cars break down. That's why I take them there every year. Sure. Now, the person who goes, it's brand new, and goes, yeah, but you haven't brought it in 2 years.
Right.
You haven't changed the oil. You haven't done this. You haven't, and you drive like a fucking maniac.
Right.
And they're surprised that it breaks down.
Yeah.
So I think if you apply the same sort of mentality towards a relationship, you might have a little bit more understanding and maybe success. Maybe.
Yeah.
But you would definitely not be so like, oh my God, can you believe this?
Yeah. No, they're not shocked. They are genuinely just disappointed time after time. Like there's only so much in a relationship that you can control, especially when meeting somebody and dating somebody. So they're trying to be transparent, not oversharing, but being on it, which is a whole dance, right? Of trying to whatever. And then I have one girl that's been seeing a guy for 6-8 months, started pretty casual. Then she took a step back and was like, to be honest, I'm not looking for something casual. Like, this is what I'm looking for. And she like called it off.
Yeah.
He then came back and was like, I do really like you. And like, so now they're on the same page. And
I have a story about that.
Well, he now is sharing more 6 months in. So it's like, there's a little bit of like a driving history of like driving suspensions and whatnot. And she's like, I feel like that would be kind of a dick move to be like, I'm never talking to you ever again because you have a poor driving record. Like, okay.
Jeez.
Right. But she's like, I have questions. Like,
yeah,
you have so many speeding tickets and you didn't buy them, or like you got picked up with like drugs in your car, you know,
or
like
both.
There's right. And then it's like, he's living with a buddy and
there's
she's like,
flags that are popping up.
Why do you like, how did you end up in this living situation?
Yeah. Is it for a good reason or because you're fucking off?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like that kind of stuff. But she's like, what was he supposed to do? Come out of the gate with like, here's all my...
Well, maybe you should ask a couple questions before you start putting his dick in your mouth.
Well, like I said, started casual.
Okay. You want to hear my story about casual sex?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, it's not me.
I was just going to say, did you see my face? Like, actually, I'd love to hear your story about casual sex.
So I had a client who was with a guy off and on again for 6 months, ended up having a child, broke up after the child was born because, normal. And she's she kept calling it a situationship. And she's like, I didn't want anything serious. And again, I was like, well, why? And well, I just don't want to, typical putting your guard up. I don't want anything serious. He doesn't want anything serious, but we're spending a lot of time together doing a lot of other things besides sex. And I go, then it's a relationship.
Sure.
Well, no, it's not, Thomas. It's not a relationship. I'm like, and I go back and say, well, if your husband was doing that with a girl while you were together, would you consider it a relationship? Mm-hmm. A booty call or a one night stand is not good morning every day. How are you? Let's go get ice cream. Let's go do fun stuff. Let's go for walks in parks. That is a relationship.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean because you call it a relationship, you have to stay together forever. That you have to share 401ks. That you have to do all this crazy stuff. Right. It literally just means you're in a relationship of some sort.
Sure.
And people so avoid talking about how, I don't want to call it a relationship. I'm like, okay, there are people who call it a marriage and get married and get divorced in 7 months.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. So no matter how serious
what the label
you've called it,
right,
or had 200 people show up
to witness you labeling it in a new way
and legally documented it, they still break up. So I don't know why you're so freaked out to just call it a relationship.
I have the opposite. I have a client.
With your husband? You're like, nah, dog, I'm good.
Right. No. I have 2 clients on my caseload right now. One was seeing somebody. She's not anymore, but similar. Like, to me or you, sounds like a relationship. But they refuse to put a label on, not them, but the man is like, I'm just not ready for a relationship. I'm just not ready for a relationship. So I finally asked the one on Friday, I see her. And I was like, tell me, these are the conversations that make me feel old as hell. Because I'm like, tell me what changes from like the guy you're seeing to your boyfriend. When that conversation happens, what would I see that is different, or what expectations? She could not name 2
that changed.
That would change.
What? I mean, Facebook status? I mean, is that what we're talking about?
No, like her birthday's coming up. His birthday's coming up. And she was like, so one of the things that would change, she's like, I'm not taking him to meet my parents if he's just some guy that I'm like seeing.
Why?
I don't know. Because it's not official.
Oh, because your parents are unable to meet someone without thinking that you have to share the entire life together?
Right. She's also struggling with...
Maybe see how he is around your parents before you make it official.
Would work for me. But that's what my other client said. She was like, I would like... because he was like, I don't want to be your boyfriend until I'm something serious. Because it's just going to kickstart things. And she was like, you don't want me to meet your family until you label it. And I don't want to meet your family and then get engaged 6 months later. Like, that's also not what's happening.
It's
like,
that weird.
It's a progression. It's so weird.
Why? Control.
I don't know. I don't know.
What else could it be, Kelly?
That's my new
thing to figure out.
That's my new thing to figure out. These young kids, 20-something-year-olds, because they're the ones that I'm talking to that are trying to navigate this. I actually shared with my client on Friday. I was like, I want you to know, like, I'm really sitting back and thinking. Met my husband on a dating app, started talking to him. Within the first, I would probably say 2 weeks, there was some conversation about like, he's off the apps and I am off the apps, and like, we're not seeing anybody else. There was some vague conversation about that. Probably along the lines of like, and we're not sleeping with anybody else, and like the appropriate conversation.
Monogamy.
I said, past that conversation, let's say 3 or 4 weeks into our relationship, the next status update that we discussed was when he put a ring on my finger. There was no conversation about like, well, now I'm your boyfriend and you were my girlfriend. And now you are like, it just
people are full of shit,
it just
Kelly.
happened.
People are full of shit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if that woman was married or that guy was married, and his girl was doing that with another man, he wouldn't be like, oh, that's not serious. Right?
Right.
They would go, you're in a fucking relationship.
Correct. So why does the boyfriend girlfriend thing matter so much? That's what I'm trying to
Power.
Like I said,
I get to dangle it. Like, he hasn't met my kids yet. Has he met your vagina?
That's where they came from.
Well, yes. So he can meet your vagina, but he can't meet your fucking kids.
He
Think
could
about
potentially make a kid with you.
Right. People are full of shit.
It's so strange.
Listen, I'm not saying go out there and have a loosey-goosey relationship if that's what you want.
Sure.
But if you're in a loosey-goosey relationship, you don't care. And I'm going to assume they're not trying to have that with you. They're like this. No, they don't make themselves available like that.
Yeah. I don't
Good
know.
morning.
I guess my thing
How
is
are
like,
you?
right.
How did you sleep? That's a fucking relationship.
And if you have had a conversation about exclusively sleeping with each other, not sleeping with anybody else, in my opinion, part B is, so I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend now. Because if I'm spending all my time with you and I'm not sleeping with anybody else,
yeah, you're my boo.
By default.
You're my boo.
But why does it have to be such like a black and white thing? I don't know.
It's control. Well, that's a racist thing.
Safety?
No, it's power. I'm not going to let you do what the last person did, because if I allow that means you can hurt me.
I get it hurts less, I guess.
No, it doesn't.
No, I have another client who's getting married here in a couple weeks, and she is having some doubts, as a lot of people do. And I finally had to talk her off the ledge in a very blunt way, because I am blunt in therapy often. But I was like, sweetheart, I've been married and I've been divorced. It's the same hassle. You guys already live together. You already have animals together. Signing a paper is not going to like kick it into high gear
at all.
It's the same. It is the same.
Just makes it harder to get out of it.
Right. It makes finding, like, legally you have to sign paperwork, but yeah, right. But it's not. Yeah. You could leave today before the wedding. You could leave the day of the wedding. You could leave the day after the wedding. It really doesn't matter.
No. This might cost you a little more money.
Well, that's what she said. She was like, I'm spending a lot of money on this wedding. And I was like, well.
Who's making you do that?
Her parents, actually. But.
No one. No one is.
I know. Listen, we talk about it.
No one
anyway,
is. Is she a child bride?
No.
Too bad.
No. Too bad. What?
Well, then she could have an excuse like, I didn't have any power in this. That's what I mean.
But yeah, so my caseloads are just kind of all over the place. Lots of bickering, lots of fighting. I know we talked a couple episodes ago of like spring just makes people super motivated, or they kind of reflect on the winter and they're like, you suck. Like, that was awful. You suck. You're boring. I want to go do stuff now. And their partners are like, I'm the exact same person in November, January, and July. Like,
you just have a personality disorder. Right. You literally have the issue. Right. You're saying I've had people go, you're boring. I was like, yeah, I've always been boring. I mean, I realize what it is now. Yeah. Because you go out a lot in the beginning because you're not having sex. Because you're not bringing each other home. So you're being social. And like, oh my God, he's so social. Or she's so social. And then you start having sex and you're like, why the fuck? I don't have to do this dance now. Right. I don't have to go. Like, I don't have to. We can just spend time together. Yeah. Oh, I got a question about that too. When people say they're spending time together, why do they get so caught up in every little detail of that? Like, what it only matters if you deem it spending time together, like quality time.
What do you mean? Tell me more.
Okay. You've had couples like, he doesn't spend any time with me. And when he does, he's like fucking doing something else, or he's
playing video games.
Yes. Or he's
on his phone.
Yeah. So you're telling me unless you're like really sitting there entangled in one another, gazing into each other's eyes, which
I do recommend from time to time.
100%.
Yeah.
I think a really neat thing to do is a dinner hour. We're talking fucking, that's making it and eating it. Yeah. That's an hour, right? 1 hour a week. Yeah. Switch off. Somebody comes up with 5 to 10 questions. They can be sexy questions. They can be bonkers questions. And I ask you a question. and you answer it, and then I answer that question as well.
Mm.
So if you're smart, you could probably ask some questions to be able to say some shit you want to say as well, if you're smart.
And or manipulative.
Is that fair? Whatever.
Right. No, we like to play Would You Rather just because it keeps it light and it's funny.
Right. F, Marry, Kill.
We played that the other day. It was interesting.
It's amazing.
Right. We
Don't
played
do it at family reunions.
Friends, the Friends cast is where we started.
Ooh, fuck.
We did not disagree. Or we did not agree.
Well, how could you? He's straight and you're straight.
No, it's very easy for me to put the shoe on the other foot.
Oh.
We argued because he wanted to marry Rachel. And I was like, no, I would fuck Rachel and marry Monica because she cooks and she cleans. And he was like, "Why? Sure."
Everybody's killing Phoebe.
Yeah. He was like, I would probably just kill Phoebe. And I was like, you know what? I might want to fuck Phoebe. That sounds like a good time.
Is Courtney Cox? Is she? Is that who you're talking about?
She's the
What's her
neurotic one. Monica.
Monica.
Yeah.
It's the sister of. What's his name? I didn't watch the show a lot.
Ross.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah, she would probably be the best one to marry. She was the most solid one.
Right. She had a job. She's a chef as her career. She's
And she was
super
the least
OCD and
problematic.
she's clean. Yeah. She never lost her job. She was good. But anyway, fuck, marry, kill. We play that too.
Yeah, I'd probably kill
time.
Phoebe too.
Out of the options, I mean, come on.
Yeah, Phoebe's dying.
Poor Phoebe.
Yeah, whatever. She did play guitar though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think asking each other questions and switching off every week. And if you can't make the questions that week, don't freak out.
Do you know how many books and apps and stuff
It's pretty cool.
But your question was why do people freak out when it's like verbalized, chunked, intentional time that you're spending together?
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. People are full of shit. I've been asking lots of questions and I'm just like this.
I've been asking lots of questions too. I've kind of
They're
a little
garbage.
unhinged this
garbage,
spring.
Right? Are you so mad?
I just keep asking because people can't answer them. And actually our topic for the day is one of those questions that we've been talking. There are 8 of them, and this is taking me 3 months of asking and trying to figure out.
I'm so mad right now.
What it is. A lot of people just don't.
It's not quality time. So you're setting up these scenarios like dance for me, make this quality. Now listen, there are certain things that are quality time, I guess. But if you're expecting somebody to do something they've never done,
they're going to be nervous.
You're fucking crazy.
Or that they don't want to do. You know that they don't want to
Quit
do.
asking people to do things you know they don't like to do. It's gross.
It is gross.
All right. Topic for the day.
Ways to make your partner feel special. You've asked this 50,000 times because people always say, right?
Yeah.
I just want to feel special.
I want to feel special, but you have to be able to define that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And this has come up a lot recently. It's come up, and that's the first one that we'll talk about. It's come up because birthdays, Mother's Day is coming up, Christmas just passed, holidays.
Why
women lose their shit.
But listen, guys will ruin a girl's birthday like it's his job.
Yeah, I've
heard so many girls
sobbing.
Yes.
Sobbing.
Like they don't just listen, it's not that they don't make it they don't do something nice. They literally will do things
wrong
to ruin.
I would be curious.
Not like he didn't give me flowers or he does some dastardly shit.
I had a client the other day that and this is kind of what prompted my list because we had talked, right? I want you to plan something. I want to feel special. I want, men who talk to other women or other guy friends and then they come home and they remember they want that piece of you. They want you to share unconditionally. So I had this client who was the first person to kind of prompt that. I feel like my allergies are bad. I feel like I should tell everybody I'm not sick. I sound I feel like I sound bad.
We were drinking for 2 days. That's why I'm yawning. We have been on a fucking bender.
No. Midwest allergy.
Kelly's like this. Listen. It's about to be May. And I want to get lit.
It's about to be May.
It's about to be May. And I want to get cray.
Justin Timberlake memes all over my socials.
That's what just makes you want to drink.
No, it doesn't. God, I would die. Anyway, so this client that I had, her birthday was coming up. And she did what a lot of women are starting to do, or at least try to do. She tried to communicate with him what her expectations were, that she wanted to do something for her birthday, that she didn't care what it was. They are not married, but they lived together for like 5 years. So trying to like, I would like to do something for my birthday. I would like to plan something for my birthday. She bought concert tickets for Chicago for her. We'll just call him her husband. Her husband's like favorite band was coming into Chicago. That was
her birthday.
Was as close as they were going to get with Chicago. Gave him the tickets for Christmas. It happened to be the weekend of her birthday. So in her head, she was like, 2 birds with 1 stone, because we can, like, for Christmas, we can go see that. And then he doesn't have to plan anything because we'll be in Chicago. Like,
that's pretty good of her.
That would be, it just happened to line up that way.
That's pretty good.
He, like a month and a half before, told her that he does not want to go to Chicago. He doesn't like to travel. He doesn't want to go there. So she is now out the money for the concert. He's not taking advantage of his Christmas present. And now her like pre-made plan, like automatic plans are now not a thing. So then she was like, okay, well, I was excited to also spend. She's like, but I didn't know how to say that because I didn't want it to sound like I did this for me. I did this for you. It just was an added benefit for like, so she told him that she wanted to do something else for her birthday. And this man, when I say that he dropped the ball, he did not get her anything.
Kicked it. Every time he wished down to get it, he kicked it again.
There was nothing that he was able to hand to her, like no sort of gift, card, anything. The week before, she asked, she was like, so she has a daughter. So she was like, so-and-so has this. I don't know if you had anything planned. And he was like, no, not really. And she was like, I would like to go maybe to dinner or something. Again, being like, dinner and a movie would be fine that day.
And that could mean sex and film it.
Right. No dinner, no nothing.
So he's done.
They went shopping. And then the day after, or at the end of the day, she was really upset.
Yeah.
And she verbalized it. And he was like, well, I was just going to take you shopping at like the outlet mall. He was like, I was just going to take you shopping so that you could get whatever you wanted because I didn't know what you wanted. And she was like, so she comes to session and she's crying because she was like, even that, she's like, I feel like people are going to tell me that I'm being a brat because he's offering to buy me whatever. She's like, but he is offering to buy me whatever because I have verbalized like
your distaste.
Yes, this has not gone well. And she was like, oh, she's like, he could have wrote it on a fucking card. Want to take you shopping for your birthday, happy birthday, and given it to me. And that would have made me feel like he thought ahead of it and was like, this is what I want to do for you. Not while I'm crying in the car saying, you dropped the ball. Then he's like, whoa. I
had this plan.
I was going to take you shopping.
What happened to dinner? Something you do every day. Almost every day you eat dinner.
They ended up going to Costco for too long.
The hot dogs?
Too long. And then instead of going to dinner, they ended up picking something up for dinner on their way home. And she was like, it was something stupid.
Gross.
Yeah. So birthdays, people are really dropping the ball. And this has come up constantly.
You don't have to do much.
He doesn't.
They sell flowers at Giant Eagle.
He doesn't put anything in my stocking at Christmas.
Well, he's a dick.
He doesn't. I don't know. I had a couple the other day that was said,
listen,
he doesn't do anything for my Easter basket. And I was like, why in the fuck
can
are
I
you
ask another question?
Yeah.
Is he like this hard hitting just dude that like does tons of farm work and like is just a badass dude?
No.
Oh, because those guys, like they're
oblivious.
And they're just like, baby, you want a new flower bed? I'll put it in. You want a jacuzzi? I'll put it in.
But even those guys, if you tell them
kinda, but
flowers would be helpful. There's a road stand on your way home from work.
But if they said, hey,
you can, yeah.
Friday we're going to dinner at Longhorn.
Sure.
Wherever.
Right.
They're gonna be like, all right, what time? I'll get cleaned up and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
He pays the bill, dances a little bit, probably smacks her on the butt a little bit.
Right. But again, those guys, I've known those men. They are checklist men. And generally speaking, if you give a clear expectation of like, I don't care if you give me shit for Christmas, but that stocking needs to be in it.
There's a lot
Tic
of people.
Tacs, gum,
something
a mascara.
I like
A tube of lotion.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Like,
Tube of lotion.
Seriously, literally anything that fits in that stupid a stuffed animal. Put a stuffed animal hanging out the top of it.
Anything. You got Amazon now. Are you kidding me? I could literally sit on Amazon right now and figure out something to have probably at your house by the time you get there.
Absolutely. And probably something that you had a solid guess I would like.
Or at least you'll like.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, number 1 is celebrate them. Birthdays, holidays, Mother's Day. Better to overdo it than underdo it.
Okay.
10 times out of 10.
But here's the thing.
What?
If you're in a relationship with someone, start asking them questions. I do not like when somebody goes, you need to plan a date night. I'm out. I'm fucking out. If you want a date night, tell me what night you want it. We'll look at our schedules and we will do it.
That's next.
Do not. But I'm saying even on a birthday, like I wanted my birthday to be special. Okay, well, then plan it. I don't want to plan it. I don't know. We're dudes. What you think is special, unless you really, really understand that woman. And even then you miss because it's okay. Because moods, whatever.
Sure.
Dude, just go. Can we just keep it reasonable? Just fucking reasonable.
Well, it says number here for celebrate them. I put ask others for help.
Yeah, ask their girlfriends.
Literally, specifically for this one, and we'll get to like
and
dates
if you do
and that
really
kind of
good,
stuff, but like
you might be able to date their girlfriend when they break up with you.
No, but
that's
if you,
dude, Mike and Justin, so they told me.
Oh no,
don't be dumb.
No, but I'll tell you what, my husband has reached out to my best friend on multiple accounts, and after the fact, you know what he did get was her then in my ear going, he is a good man.
Yeah,
he loves you, he cares, he knows his shortcomings.
Don't be dumb.
And phoned it in.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any type of way.
Why would you?
I would much prefer you call her.
Now, you'd be a brat if you're like, you shouldn't have to ask my friend what.
No, that would be on me. That would be a me problem.
That's a brat.
But if you're having some sort of mental block or you've never been in a relationship, maybe that you cared about enough
or no one's ever done something nice for you.
Yes, I was just going to say,
or your parents never.
Always just had a relationship where like, we don't do that.
Did your parents make a big deal out of your birthdays?
Not a big deal.
Medium? Medium.
Yeah.
But you know people where there's nothing.
Yes.
It's a text from your mom.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think they're going to be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get crazy.
I also know people who were brought up, that girl that I was just talking about, she was brought up, it was like a birthday week. She was an only child.
Sweet Jesus.
Her mom was an only child.
Listen, I've dated some birthday monthers. You know what I'm talking about? The birthday monthers.
I do. My mom's that way.
Look at my face. Dude, you can barely get a birthday hour out of me.
My mom is that way in a funny, playful way. Yeah. That if they happen to be going out anytime in the month of July, she's like, well, it is my birthday month. They had plans anyway. It's every Friday they go to the same bar with all of their friends. But she's like,
we're going a little harder this month.
This month.
I like that.
This month is my birthday month, though. And they're like, all right, Debbie, sit down. Calm down.
All right, next.
Next one is take initiative, even if it's verbal. So this is another thing that comes up a lot in couples counseling. I want you to plan a date night. I want you to do whatever. It would be helpful if you said, even if it's verbal, I would like a date night soon. I would like to spend time with you. Why don't we go out sometime this month? Like just that little.
Can I give a little bit of advice for ladies?
Sure.
Go, hey, what's your calendar look like this week coming up? You busy? What night do you have free? I don't know. What's up? Go, I just really like to go eat some really good food with you. I just love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear how different that feels?
Yeah. We want you to think the same way.
Do you hear how even just like that isn't, hey, I want you to plan a date night.
Yeah. Some girls.
Could you imagine calling your mom and saying, hey, I want you to make me feel special as a daughter?
My mom
she'd
would
go,
probably do it.
Okay, but she'd go, what are you fucking talking about first off?
Yeah, sure. She'd be like, okay, you safe? What's going on?
Right.
But so what women are looking for, since we're talking about, and I guess this will primarily be about women because that's where I hear it the most, but it is not exclusively that way.
No.
Women are used to being the ones to plan. And this comes up a lot. I have a lot of men in couples in my caseload that are like, even if there were gun to my head, I could not plan a date night because you are the calendar holder. I don't know if we have a babysitter that could take them that
and that's
night.
a whole nother problem.
I don't have any idea. I know that they have like whatever, but I would surprising you with a thing is not a like.
Yeah, that always goes well.
It never goes well.
Duh.
And so they have to say, well, you're the one that plans it. And women, generally speaking, do okay with, I scheduled the babysitter. We're going out. I bought tickets to this concert. I, want to do this. Sometimes they want their husbands to verbalize that they want date night. So
what guy doesn't want to eat good food?
It's not about the good food.
No, I'm telling you though, you're wording it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if a guy walked up to his wife after being married for whatever amount of years and they got kids and he's like, damn, let's fuck. She's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, and if he was walking like, man, you look amazing tonight, and just kiss her on her fucking neck and put your hand around her neck.
Right.
That hits a little different, don't it?
Sure.
Same end result.
Sure.
Same need. Someone. Sure. I'm telling you, if a girl would just ease the way you say it, when you demand it, it'd be like him demanding sex. I want to feel special. I want you to touch me where I pee.
Right.
She would go, motherfucker.
Right.
Fuck you.
Well, and this is not, I guess that's not the point of this list. The point is not, we would be, like the woman would be less aggressive if you did this, knowing that
you're fucked because one needs to start the goodness first.
So someone has to. So if your wife is consistently saying, if you guys have experienced this, like, I want to feel special, I want you to plan date night, there are things that would help them feel special just by you starting the conversation, is what I'm saying. If you say, like...
But what if it's not important to the other person?
Well, then I guess you can just keep getting yelled at.
No, I'm saying not that they wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But it's really not important.
Right.
Like, I'm sure I would never get upset with a girl because she wasn't concerned with how many packs of strings I have to change guitar strings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm like, you never ask how many strings I have.
Right.
And she'd go, why in the fuck would I ask that?
Right.
I'd be like, well, it's really important to me.
Right.
But and I know that sounds crazy.
Right, yeah.
Okay, but no, but I'm just saying, I'm using this as just like, if you want a date night, go, hey, I'd love to go eat some really good food with you and spend some time with you. Doesn't have to be all night.
Right.
I just want some time.
Sure.
Can we go eat some good food? Especially it's really good. So here's what I had a client in today, and they broke up with this girl. He was back, he tried everything to be that guy to her. Mm-hmm. I took her to all the nice restaurants, made all the reservations, did everything.
Sure.
Guess what she was? Completely annoyed by it.
Why?
Because it's too much. Because guys don't just dip their fucking toes in shit. So think about that. A guy that is think about it. Think about the guys you know. It is constant. I try to do this for her and he's in counseling. I try to do this for her. I laid out this for her. I bought this for her and she's fucking ungrateful. She fucking hates it. It's like, we don't just go, hey, let's plan a date night. It's like one or the other.
Right. Well, I guess the clients that I have on my caseload now and have had recently, when this is an issue, when the woman is tired, like physically, like exhausted of trying to figure out the schedule and constantly trying to make the things, and they don't feel their experiences. I plan the things. I have to inform you of the things. And then you're kind of like, I didn't really want to do that, or that doesn't sound super fun. Yeah. And then the woman is not getting her bucket filled, right? Yeah. Of saying, man, it's been a rough week. Could we plan like date night or something? Like, I would love for us to get out of the house, or like, you have that big trip coming up. When you come back, why don't we try to, like, just throwing pebbles in her bucket would help a lot. And you don't have to plan it. That's why I said, even if it's teamwork, even if you say, like you said, I know it's been nuts, but I'm irritable. You're irritable. Why don't we plan a time?
Yeah.
If you want to reach out to the babysitter, I'll start looking at some restaurants or a hockey game or whatever. The next one is keep them in mind.
Yeah.
A lot of women said, I want him to consider me? What are my interests or my hobbies? And that goes both ways. Girls do this to guys all the time. I planned this paint and sip thing, and I planned this movie or this play or that like
do that shit with your girlfriends.
This comedy show that's like some hardcore raunchy lesbian that your husband is not going to think is very funny. You know, like
yeah, know your crowd.
Know your crowd. So same thing. Back to like birthdays. This is another way that men like slip up.
They do fuck up some birthdays, don't they?
They take them out to like a bar where their buddies are.
They're like, hey, we're going to this tractor show.
Right.
I know you don't love tractors, but they sell lemonade there, and I know you love lemonade.
Or I got Cavs tickets. It'll be great.
For who?
For who? Is it quality time? Sure. And for a random date night? Maybe. For her birthday, though? Like...
Dude, she'd be happy to go to lunch, a nice lunch, and feel special with some flowers.
We all know. Bring me sushi in bed.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
You've been drunk
that would
for 3
make
days.
me...
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
I am not drunk for 3 days.
All right, 4.
But keep the person in mind. And like I said, that is very much goes both ways, because as I have clients on my caseload that I pick and I pick and I pick,
you find out.
I find out that the men are like, she does nothing that she doesn't want to do. She does everything that she wants to do. We do everything that she wants to do.
Okay, ready? We have to stop making decisions for other people without asking them. Mm-hmm. And it gets annoying because you'll ask your girl or you'll ask your dude 200 times, do you want to go do this with me? And they say no every time. And the first time you don't ask, they're like,
you didn't even ask.
You're like, you always say no.
Right.
It's weird, but they have to have a choice. I've done it where I made a decision for somebody about dating. And once I talked to them about it and they're like, that is the furthest thing from, I realized like, man, I should definitely not make a decision for someone without asking them. Mm-hmm. You know, but we do. We stop asking certain questions and that gets, but I will say this, little things that make me happy is when a girl goes, hey, I'm stopping at the store. Do you need anything?
Yeah.
No, or yes.
Right.
I think that is such an act of kindness and thoughtfulness. I don't care where you're stopping. Do you need anything? I think that's sweet. And it shouldn't be overlooked like, so?
Right. Nope.
That's an act of kindness.
That's more like the rest of them. So some of these other ones, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more little things. So again, the list is like how to make your partner feel special. These little things that everybody says like, I want to feel special. I want to be on the top, whatever. Leaning into their strengths, complimenting them on things that they do well. Huge. Or that they worked hard on.
Huge. And their parents probably don't.
Nobody does. Nobody does.
Yeah. Remind them. But I'm telling you, I know a couple guys, man, they went overboard and they literally were so nice and so, oh my God, baby, blah, blah, blah. And you could tell they're just like, shut the fuck up. It's too much. It sucks.
I would argue that woman probably has damage.
You think? And I understand that. But like I was explaining it to my buddy. I said, if you have played shitty guitars your whole life and I handed you an amazing guitar, you'd go, yeah, it's good. But is it? Because you don't know what good is.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing. Yeah. Like, be careful. Sometimes you've just been hurt so many times that you don't even know what good is, or you like it comes with a catch.
Right. Yeah. I might pull at you though and say like, you probably shouldn't be dating. If you can't let people just be genuinely nice to you.
Well, I told
you're ruining that man for somebody else.
100%.
Somebody else who would appreciate that.
But also, that guy is overdoing it for you because he fucked up with someone else.
Probably. We all live and learn.
Right?
Yeah.
But then you overcorrect.
Right.
And then when you overcorrect anything, it gets crazy.
Right. But now on social media, they're like, oh, he's just love bombing you. Or maybe he's just trying to not be an asshole anymore. It goes both ways.
Love
and
bombing.
No,
Love bombing.
How is that even a phrase that we use?
Or do you even like me? It's one or the other, right?
It's so gross. So gross. So compliment them on things that they do well or things that they worked really hard on. Another one that kind of goes hand is thank them. Thank them for little stuff and big stuff.
Being
Appreciation, acknowledgement goes a long way.
Thank you for being you. And they'll go, and a good person will go, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And you'll go, the amount of grace you show me.
Yes.
The patience you've had with me.
The
how
compassion
you treat
you have for other people. Right. Yeah.
And if you don't have anything to say nice about somebody, maybe you're with a shitty person.
The way that you show up every single day.
Yeah.
Like, wow, babe, I see you going to work even though I know you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
I get real wound up the more and more that I've heard. So there's this whole new thing. And I have definitely used it in certain situations when talking about like tasks lists and like chores amongst the house. But a new thing is like, I am not thanking you for doing things that are household things. That's what people say. There are definitely times where I have said that, like, no, sir, she's not going to thank you for mopping up the living room or the dining room. That needs to be done. But on the flip side of things,
yeah,
he should not need it.
Nice
you should give it.
Baby living room looks amazing.
You should
Great
give
job.
it freely.
Right?
Yes, because
somebody
it was
does
a nice
something good
thing to do.
You should. So, and I can guarantee the same person would be like, how come you didn't tell our son that he did a great job? I'm like, I'm not telling you he's doing a great job. That's what he's supposed to do. You'd think he was a dick.
Right.
It's weird. It's like,
I'm not congratulating you on getting all C's.
You're allowed to compliment someone if they do something reasonable.
My God. And you know what? You know how yesterday, so my son, my 16-year-old, is kind of a dick. I love him to death. He is a phenomenal human, but he's a little bit of a dick, which is why I love him. I'll tell him to do something and he'll do it. And then I'll thank him. He has said out loud, Mom, as soon as you thank me for doing it, it makes me not want to do it anymore. Because he'll like bring up his dishes, and I'll be like, thank you for bringing up your dishes. And he's like, stop.
Shut the
Don't like,
shut up. Yeah.
Don't make it a thing. So my husband yesterday did something. I think he took out the trash. And I was like, thank you for taking out the trash. And he was like, you're welcome. And I was like, are you like Tyson? As soon as I say it, do you want to just like drop it right there? And he was like, no, I actually get a lot of joy from you thanking me.
Yeah.
Like, for anything I do, he's like, the more you thank me, the better it makes me feel. And the more I want to do for you because you acknowledge it and you're appreciative and it makes him feel good.
So start treating your life like you run a fish store. You cannot treat every aquarium the same. You cannot feed all the fish the same. They can't all have the same temperature. Mm-hmm. So if you think what worked with the last fish is going to work with the same fish other than being wet, right?
That's fair.
It's not. So understand what fish at that moment, because fish change.
Yes.
People change.
Yes. My husband changes all the time.
Right. So
all the time. Sometimes he needs more physical affection. Sometimes he needs more space.
Yeah.
Sometimes he needs more verbal. Like, I see you doing that thing that should he be doing? Yes.
Sometimes he feels like he doesn't have a partner. Sometimes he feels like he's all alone.
Yes.
In the city he lives in.
Yes.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a song.
Verbally agree or note their wins when appropriate. Everybody in this, I laughed when I wrote this, but everybody likes to be told that they're right.
Yeah.
It comes better from the other person than when you're like, can I get a, like,
can I get an amen?
Can I get a, I guess you were right, babe. But like, if there is an argument, because this happens so often in couples counseling, when you guys go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and the cookie always crumbles, right? And at the end of the day, somebody was right and somebody was wrong.
We can agree to disagree.
It can go down like that.
No, you can't.
Where
you can't agree to disagree. That is not agreeing.
Because here it is, right? Here it is. Or you can acknowledge the fact that in this situation, you were wrong. They were right. That will make them feel, these are all things that make them feel special. Thanking them for being good to you, important. Considering them instead of just knocking it out of the park. Do you know how many men I have that they're like, oh, I just get on Pinterest and I look up gifts for women 2024. And I'm like, you're an idiot. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, I've done this. Everybody does this. It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
But if I do that, do you know what comes up every single time when I Google gifts for men?
I want you to do it right now.
Okay.
2 fingers up.
Let's see. I might have to have you type. Will you look it up? My eyes are fuzzy. 2024 gifts for men.
I'm curious. This is going to be great.
Come on.
You got those nails like on Family Guy. Like, I got 4 people on hold, but I can talk.
Let's see. 66 gifts for men.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you.
Look at
half
that guy.
of them, I know.
Is that a man?
Yes.
I don't know. That looks like a bass player.
So here, if I look this up, gifts for under $100.
I'll see it.
Beard oil.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah.
Tennis shoes.
Some sneakers.
Slippers.
Yeah.
A book.
A hook. A beanie.
A beanie, journal, sweatpants, cologne.
So this is all fuckboy material. Ooh, is that a leather jacket?
Ooh, best timelines.
What's that?
Best timeless gifts. It's a cardigan.
Oh, sorry. I can't really see it from here.
A
What's
blazer.
that?
A blazer, a bracelet.
That's a blazer on the right?
Uh-huh.
That's very form-fitting.
A man bag.
All right. We're fucking out. A belt. Some dress shoes.
Sunglasses.
A Prada bag. A Prada, like, travel bag.
Oh, we are on Vogue, just so we're clear.
Come on.
Generally speaking, when I look this stuff up, top 2 things that come up for gifts for men are any sort of alcohol,
whiskey,
glass, ice cubes, mixers, whatever.
Yes.
My husband's 8 years sober.
Yeah.
That does not work for us.
They should say, hey, do you want your dude to beat you? Here's a kit.
Would you like him to lose his job and his house in the next 6 months? Here.
Give him his ex-girlfriend's contact information and this bottle of whiskey.
There you go.
Great.
That'll do it. The other thing that comes up is grilling. Grilling stuff, meat stuff all the time. All the time. This man does not, we have a grill.
He's not a griller?
He might once or twice a year.
How much grill shit do you need?
One thing. Like we have like a grill and he has like his grill tools.
Yeah.
Then we have sauces and marinades that we buy and we use.
Normally.
And then the next year we buy more and we use it. That's the extent of it.
I would say a good, some really good tongs and a really good brush to clean off your grill.
We have the scrub brushy thingy thing.
Yeah.
He has like one with like a tong thing that he can like help flip it.
I don't know if that was the right.
It is. It's like the thing, like the fork tong
Seen movies
thing.
start like that, Kelly. Put your fingers down, okay? Get some weird emails lately. Don't even show your little feet today.
They're under the tape.
I know. I've been getting some emails about that too, so let's not.
Stop it. They're done. I just got them done.
I know. She's wearing sandals, boys.
But anyway, I have had men who that's what they do, right? They look up gifts for women and they just start ordering. I
can think of worse things for a guy to do.
Sure. I have a significantly sensitive nose. You cannot buy me lotion, bath stuff, perfume. No, I will never wear it. It has to be very specific, very faint, very mild.
Yeah.
Andrew learned that about our
earthy tones.
Second Christmas in.
What'd he get you?
Lotions for the second time. Because if you go to Bath and Body Works, those women are like, your wife will love these things. And I'm like, you spent $150 on shit I will never wear. Ever wear.
What scent do you like?
Like citrusy stuff usually.
Yeah.
But again, it has to be super, super mild. I have to go and I have to like sniff things.
Yeah. I don't like real poignant stuff.
I can't do like floral stuff. That it gives me, I give myself a headache if I wear
love the
certain
smell
stuff.
of vanilla.
Vanilla's good. I just got this stuff that's like apple or pineapple upside down cake. So it's like a little bit of pineapple and a little bit of like vanilla-ish.
I joke a lot and I say, because, girls have asked me like, what smell do you like? I'm like, anything you want to eat.
That's fair.
I mean, like, not to be a dick.
No,
like,
but yeah.
I don't want you to smell like an old lady's neck.
No. Mm-mm.
So
Here, pull my thingy back up. I think we were on the. Let's see.
So I like stuff that smells like candy.
Oh yeah.
And like vanilla and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much like any kind of like who was in Mean Girls? Like if girls smelled like what they'd smell in Mean Girls.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair. Something
like just trash.
Would you just smell like you're easy?
I want you to smell like trash, and you know.
No, but Andrew has he has worn the same cologne since I've known him. Yeah. But like all of his soaps and stuff that I buy him, Avon? I forget what it's called.
It'd be funny.
No.
Brute. Old Spice.
No. But soap and stuff, like,
yeah,
I like my man to be manly. So like wood, any sort of like pine or like mahogany, like that kind of stuff. Nope.
Man, if you burn a pine candle, I'm ready to die.
Yeah, that's how I am with
literally
cinnamon.
I'm like this.
Cinnamon. My eyes get and my ears and my throat start itching.
Yeah.
No, but I am the one that's like leather, smoke.
Do you know what soap I use? What would you guess?
I'm gonna guess like Irish Springs.
Oh, fucking all right, a bit of the Irish Spring. Nope.
No, but or like Dove. Do you use Dove?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's exactly what I use. Consistent and smells good.
Yep.
It's easy. It's faint.
That's what I was thinking for Irish Springs. I was like, it's consistent. It's easy. It never changes.
But Dove
is right. You're right. Yeah.
And it feels good.
Yeah.
I got nice skin.
You do have nice skin. All right. Let's see. The last two. Check in and show some compassion. I just saw this TikTok the other day where the woman, like the woman's in bed and she's like reading her book. Man hops in bed and of course is like brazen and like crass and it's like,
move over, bitch.
No,
like DMX.
Oh, like let's get it on. And she was like, I don't feel good. I'm exhausted.
Oh, come on.
And he like huffs and puffs and like rolls over and he's like, you're never in the mood, blah, blah, blah. It was the corniest therapeutic anything. But then of course his like body double pops up and he's like, sir. Every time you react with anger, best case scenario she puts out because she doesn't want you to be mad, like for the outcome here. Worst case scenario, she's like, Jesus, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Either way, she's now going to, if you continue this, she's going to associate intimacy with anger and like trying to please you or whatever.
It gets weird.
Vice
versa.
Absolutely.
There's girls that will demand sex out of boys and they'll do it in a weird way too. Like they'll do weird shit. And it's like,
right.
Well, I told him I wanted to have sex. I'm like, so you think just like that's,
you just never want to touch me. That's, I've heard it because I have had women who have wanted to have sex with their husbands and their husbands are like, you are aggressive or uncomfortable or completely oblivious to the fact that I worked a 14-hour day.
Yeah.
You've been bitching at me all night long. I just got an email from my boss saying that he wants to meet with me first thing. Like my head is elsewhere.
I'm going to tell you something though. Ready? I'm going to go even deeper than that. Again, how you approach your space in bed. We've talked about it. It's a sacred space. If I go to bed and you're bitching about your sister, you're bitching about your mama, your work, anything, the last thing I think you want to do is fuck.
That's a good assumption. Do you know how many men struggle with that?
Yeah. Because not to be a dick, it's like, oh, and I've dealt with this.
Yeah.
When you see me and you go, oh, I got you.
Right.
We're in bed. You already put your phone on the charger.
Yes. Right.
I got you. And then you want me to come back from that conversation and go, and I wish I would have said something. I wish I would have said, hey, can we not?
Right.
Can
I'm already kind of like, right.
When we're drinking coffee.
Right.
But if you want me to be soft with you and kind to you and intimate with you, listen, I always say it, put on some cute panties and don't bitch when they get into bed about something. Look at them and go, hi.
Yeah.
How's your day?
Yeah.
It's good. Well, it's going to be better.
Right. The other thing that women do though, bless their souls, bless your heart.
Bless your fucking heart.
But they climb into bed, cute panties, get theirs. Everybody's cleaning up, right? Not to get too graphic, climbing back into bed. And they're like, so tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And they want to keep talking.
He's done.
He has been in bed, just completed.
Did the work.
Let's
just be honest, ladies.
Did the work to completion. He is half asleep right now. The last 10% of energy he had, plus the other 10 he had to pull from his reserve, is depleted.
Done.
He is going to sleep.
Yeah.
Women generally have a very different response. They usually get a little riled up after.
Amped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men do not.
Crochet a scarf or something. Shut the fuck up.
Go back out to the living room. Put your earbuds in.
Yeah.
He's done. If he wasn't done before.
Yeah.
Now he is done.
It's I think people are oblivious to how they're actually speaking to someone. And I've been oblivious. I've said stuff where they've repeated it back and I was like, oh, fuck. A little harsh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've said that. I have started saying that, not in a mean way, but I have started like going, that came out a little spicier than I think you thought it did.
Yeah.
And they'd be like,
yeah,
that is not what I meant. Or I will say something. I just did this
today when we were day drinking. Dude,
Sunday.
Literally, the guy was like, hey, here's your 5 shots. And she's like, what'd you bring Thomas? Why didn't you bring Thomas's drink? And I was like, those are all for you? Harsh.
Not true.
Yeah, there was 6 of them.
Sunday, Andrew said something to me and I did. I felt like shit. Still, my allergies. That was the first day I was like dying. And I turned and I said something and it came out real shitty.
I love it.
Oh, we were talking about the senior picture thing. And I was like, what do we get for it? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, do we get, like, is he just going to like send us a file with everything? Does he edit them? Do we only get like 10 edited, whatever? And he said something about, well, I just figured he would bring them to us. I just stared at him and I was like, you think he's going to print them for us and deliver them to our home? Like, here's your 5 4x6s and your 3 8x10s and here's your wallets.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. I'm oblivious. I was like, clearly, but you are, it is 2024. I don't know how you're that oblivious.
Yeah, Google Drive. There you go.
Right. And he just stared at me and that was when I was like, that came out a little meaner than what I meant it to. But Buffer, I feel like trash.
Yeah.
That was a really stupid question.
You're allowed to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I didn't mean to be rude, but come on.
My tism kicks in sometimes and I say something so just like blah, 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 blah. And they're like, I'm like, oh, how would a human say this?
Well, because I'm sure your thoughts are like, no, I meant what I said.
100%.
But I can see on your face that didn't land well. So let me think of another way to say that.
Yeah.
Let me fluff it a little so it doesn't hurt your feelings. But this one says, check in, show compassion, share yourself, bits of yourself. This is where this has come up on other shows of like, he never talks to me. I want him to share things with me. They're very simple things that you can share.
You always ask them why.
Yes, I have.
Do they stutter?
They're getting better. The clients that I've had that have been in therapy for a while now. I mean, I've been doing this in my practice for like a year and a half. And I have some people who have been with me that whole time.
Yeah.
They have made a ton of progress.
That's awesome.
And they are starting to get to the point where they can kind of articulate
why it's important to them.
Yeah, because they have, a lot of the couples have young kids.
Yeah.
They both work. And so their conversations can get caught up in like that. Just the day to day. It's important, but it's kind of like we spend quality time all together all the time, but it doesn't really promote connection, right? So
yeah, but it's like just making up scenarios. It gets very quickly hairy because you create a scenario that someone has to meet that they don't even know they're being tested. They don't even know.
Yeah.
You know.
No. Well, and that's what I'm saying. So these are ways that you can
talk a little bit. But if the guy goes, "How's your day?" and he goes, I don't know, it's busy, it's work.
Sure.
You know, and they're like, well, I mean, that's it. I'm not at work. So like,
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Mm-hmm. Men's brains are like waffles. They're each segment. Work is a segment, a little square. The drive home is a separate square.
Yeah.
The walk from the car to the house, because he brought in the trash cans and got the mail.
Yeah.
Different square.
Right, yeah.
And then he comes in and he's like, well, how was work? And you're like, that was 7 squares ago. and I'm not at work, and the last thing I want to talk about
is
fucking work.
Right? Yeah.
Why in the fuck would I talk about work? Let's go to a steakhouse. And you're like, so when you eat sushi and blah, 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 I'm like, we're at a fucking steakhouse. Why in the fuck are we talking about sushi?
Right.
Like intensely. Not like, hey, do you remember that place? That would be different.
Sure. Well, there are things that you can do. And this is kind of something that I've been pulling from clients that make them feel connected without going into like this deep dark, because there's a lot. I mean, people, they always talk about how they lost their spark, but that's because you spent the first X amount of days, weeks, months, years getting to know each other.
Fucking and lying.
You have a lot of life's history to share that you could seemingly be very vulnerable, right? Because they're getting to know you. At a certain point, that's kind of done.
They know your whole story.
Right.
How many times do you have to watch fucking Lord of the Rings before you go, yeah, I get it. They just keep walking.
Right. So
this guy dies.
There's a couple things. Dreams that you had. A lot of people will do like daily check-ins and they're like, how'd you sleep? Instead of like, how are you feeling? What's your day look like? Just how'd you sleep? And then they'll be like, oh my God, I had the craziest dreams, right? I have this one couple that they have weird dreams all the time. That is something that they share. It doesn't really go anywhere because they're just dreams.
What song you been listening to nonstop this week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
Right.
What upset you?
If you could eat anything this weekend, what would you want?
Right. Yeah. What brought you joy today?
Yeah.
I do that with my husband all the time. This man will send me pictures. He works on like telephone poles. He's a stripper. If there is a farm animal within sight, this man is sending me pictures.
That brings him joy.
It does. Because he's out in the middle of God's country doing tedious, labor-intensive whatever.
Well,
and if there is a duck,
he's happy as shit.
He is sending me videos of that duck on Snapchat. He's quacking at the duck. The duck's quacking at him. He's talking to the cow. Today we were on the phone and he was like, babe, there is a whole hill full of probably 55 sheep. And I was like,
so
oh yeah.
You got laid today.
I was like, are you buying at them? And he was like, I am. And they're buying back. Like, but that I want to know. I don't give a shit what you did at work all day because it's the same. If you want to talk about it, that's fine. That makes me feel like I know you though. You shared.
Power.
Yeah.
It really is. They're like, well, if he's talking to me, then we share something that's special. No, it's not.
Right.
Because if a guy overshared to you all day long and told you about everything, you'd fucking hate him.
Right. But that's the point of this list though. That did make me feel special.
Yeah, check it out.
Because he told me about something that brought him joy today.
Right. Dude,
I know
like sharing
him.
memes with each other that are funny.
They're hilarious.
That's considered communication.
Yes. And it makes you feel special. You don't need to know that they sent it to the other 8 people in there.
Who cares? Relax. I smiled at a lot of people today too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next.
Last one. Notice something about your partner every day.
Oof.
That's hard.
Especially if it's negative. Like,
Don't.
Damn, girl.
This is the list of how to make your partner feel special. Did you do something different with your makeup? That shirt looks really good on you. Yeah. I like that color on you. Did you change your earrings? Your eyes are so blue today. Any teeny tiny little thing, even if it's not daily.
At least once a week.
Once in a blue moon. Do you know what? Once
a week's easy.
I started getting my nails done again.
I saw them. I like them today.
Thank you. I just got them on Friday. This man will ask me every time I come home. He's like, I didn't see your nails. Let me see them.
That's cute.
So I show him.
Yeah.
That makes me feel special.
Yeah.
Because he knows that I got my nails done. Men in general like to comment on physical appearance quite a bit. He will tell me every day how hot I am. But I have had to say like, thank you. Commenting on my beauty would go far too. And he was like, yeah, that's fair.
Wording. I mean, not everybody's good with their words.
No.
You know.
And I'm like, I don't need you to tell me that I'm pretty every day. I know that you know that I'm hot, or I know that you think that I'm hot, but like,
yeah.
So he has, not starting that day, because then the next day I would have been like, all right, calm down.
Or telling somebody like, damn, I see that you're doing this. But here's the thing, not to be an asshole. What do you do with somebody that isn't really doing anything to make themselves look good or fucking do anything?
I know.
What are you gonna be like this? Oh, I like that depression. That shit looks good on you.
Did you bathe?
Damn.
It looks like you might have bathed.
You definitely haven't brushed your hair today, and it looks pretty good for not brushing it for 3 days.
Your bun looks higher.
I like that.
Hi, pony.
Tito's and bad hair goes a long way, girl. No, so I mean, like, not to be a dick. Sometimes
it is hard.
It's hard to pull some shit out.
It is hard sometimes.
Yeah,
it is hard sometimes. But hopefully, if that's your partner, send them to me and I will get them better.
Oof.
But notice what you can.
Yeah, it's hard.
If you're trying to make your partner feel special and loved and connected, this would be something very small
to start with. That's a good way to start.
Yeah.
The guy I was talking to today, and you know, listening to your partner when they say things makes them feel heard and makes them feel special.
Mm-hmm.
So if they say, like, I don't want help doing that, it's hard for a person who wants to help somebody. And like both the guys I talked to today were struggling with that because they're like, I just want to be good to this woman. Mm-hmm. And they say I've treated them better than anyone. And then, you know, it turns around that it has a problem. And that sucks for dudes who are trying to do everything right. And it's like always when you're not supposed to be fucking doing it necessarily.
Yeah.
You know? And it sucks because listening to your partner, they'll tell you everything they need to know. Like if your dude says, I don't like going there, I don't want to go there, why would you keep asking him to go there?
Right.
Like if he doesn't like fancy restaurants, like I don't mind a fancy restaurant, but I'll be honest, I don't fucking love it.
No.
Listen, it's so attentive. Yeah. The last fancy restaurant I went, it was probably one of the best steaks I've ever had. And it was a wonderful restaurant. Mm-hmm. But man, they came back to the table so many fucking times, dude, that I was just like, can you leave us fuck alone, bro?
You were losing your tip.
Like and he's one, dude, honestly, probably one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Mm-hmm. And I still was just like,
I would rather be in a bar somewhere where you have to scream and yell and try to get your waitress.
I'll get up and get my own silverware, like, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you know somebody's not into something, there's a lot of miscommunication. And sometimes we demand answers at the wrong time. You know, and I think that making someone feel special, it can so quickly go into making somebody feel completely blindsided or unappreciated. Mm-hmm. You know, and that happens so fast.
Right.
Like a night out can turn bad so fucking fast.
I had a client last week that she wanted to go to dinner. She was working all day and her partner is currently like laid off.
Yeah.
So she texted her partner and was like, I'd love to go to dinner tonight. Let's do that. Yeah. And she was like, okay, sounds great. So she finishes up work, comes out, and her partner's like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, I just kind of want to order and stay in. So my client was like, I hear you, but we have done that they were like out of town staying in like an Airbnb. And she's like, we've done that last 5 nights. I really would like to go out. And she was like, all right. She wanted seafood. My partner, or like my client, was like, I really want to go to seafood. They were in Florida. I want seafood.
Pretty easy. It's not like trying to find it in fucking South Dakota.
Her partner took her to a dive bar for bar food. And my client was like in tears because she's like, this is not, I very specifically was like, I want to go out and I want to get seafood. Why didn't she just go?
Listen, why didn't she just drive where the fuck she wanted to go?
Because she asked her partner and her partner was like, I got you. And then this is what they did.
Seafood.
That's what she said. I would like to go out to dinner. I would like to go out for dinner for seafood. Can we do that? That is what she said. And her partner said, sure. Then tried to back out of it. Then said, okay, fine. We can go to this place. Wasn't seafood. So my client was upset because she was like, she did not take anything that I just said into consideration.
Pull into that place, go, what are we doing here?
Right.
And they'll be like, what? And you'll go, honey, I want seafood. Can we go down the street and get some fucking seafood?
Well, it's partially my client's lack of confrontation, comfort, because she did say something along those lines. Like, I really wanted seafood. They were in Florida and then they were going to like Kentucky like 2 days later to see partner's brother. And she was like, well, there's that really good place in Kentucky when we go there. So we'll just go Sunday.
No. Listen, one thing I've noticed about couples, Someone will make promises that aren't going to be kept, and it's garbage. Listen, if it's an easy thing. If you want bar food, go, cool. I'm going to grab a burger here, and I'm going to take you over and get seafood, and we'll get it.
Right, yeah.
I don't fucking care. Like, but even that ain't going to work because they want to sit down and eat. Go get the fucking seafood.
I told her. I was like, if you don't get seafood while you're in Florida,
you're an asshole.
You're an idiot.
Dude,
Tell
I eat
them
seafood every week.
I love seafood. But I said, I was like, you rather wait till you get to Kentucky to have it imported from Florida so that you can eat seafood? And she was like, you're right. And I was like, just tell her.
You eat bourbon in Kentucky. That is it.
Well, she said, she was like, well, I guess she's like, I would even stop at Wendy's and pick her up food and then take her to go get seafood. Or we could pick up seafood and then come home. Like, I don't care. I just want to eat seafood.
Dude.
But she struggles. She's at the point where she knows, she has recognized what she wants and what she feels. Communicating it comes out a little prickly because that's hard. That's hard for people who have never done it before.
Fuck off. Not with food. If you are an adult and you claim to be a grown ass fucking adult and you can't find something on a fucking menu at any restaurant. I have never been to a restaurant where there hasn't been chicken nuggets or a fucking cheeseburger for kids.
That's fair.
Fuck off. We eat 2 to 3 times a fucking day. 300 sometimes a day. So we're talking minimum 600 to fucking 1,000 meals a day or a year.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't fucking eat it in like, no pun intended, calm the fuck down and go, yeah, we'll go there. Dude, if you ever had a child, you think you just take them wherever the fuck you want to take them and you're going to have a good time? Is that how that works? Yeah. Doesn't fucking work that way, does it?
No, you just go. You just go.
Ugh. Gross.
Well, that's how people ruin shit. But that is a different conversation because those are the people that I have on my caseload that I'm like, that is rude. That is selfishness. That is being inconsiderate of your feelings. They're not working on trying to make you feel special. Your needs are not on their radar.
Sometimes you should just go eat by your fucking self and go ahead and order some stuff out. I'm going to stop at that little seafood place on the way home.
Right.
See you later.
Right.
That's okay too.
It is okay.
We don't have to eat every meal together. You know how to order food. You've been eating long before I met you.
That's facts.
I've been eating long before you met me. We can figure it out. I have one more question before we wrap up today. How do people get more comfortable when somebody gives you an answer? Say me and you are dating and you go, hey, do you want to go to my mom and dad's for a little bit? I go, yeah.
Okay.
And then 10 minutes later you go, are you okay with going? Are you sure you want to go there?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to go if you don't want to. Like, is that a common kind of like cycle? Is it from previous owners? Is it from previous? Like, I'm starting to realize that, like, I want to take somebody for what they really say. Like, if I go, hey, do you want to go get seafood? And you're like, no. I'm going to go, okay.
I want seafood.
I wouldn't even, I'm say, I'm giving you the option.
Sure.
And because I'm so pretty agreeable about shit, I'm like, oh, figure it out. I'm not going to make you go. I can get seafood some other time. If I'm in a place where I'm leaving the next day, no. I'm going to go get seafood. Yeah. We'll go both places. Don't care. Right. I got all night.
Right.
But I'm trying to learn how to really just listen to people when they say something and not question, like, are they? Because other people will make you feel a certain way. Or they'll bring it up later and go, well, I went to your fucking parents' house and I did this. And you're like, well, that's why I'm asking, double checking, because I don't want you to bring it up later.
I guess it depends on I would need more context. Because generally speaking, people who ask, like, they're looking for some sort of validation, and it is like anxiety-based, fear-based. They're nervous. Either there might be context that, like, I didn't think you would want to go. So the fact that you're saying yes, now I'm double checking and making sure that you really are okay with it.
Yeah.
It could be you hate my parents and we both know that. So why do you want to go? So I just want to double check. Like,
could be a lot of different reasons.
Right. Could be a lot of different reasons. I strongly suggest to all of my couples, you ask, like you just said, you ask and you take their answer.
Don't ask again.
That's it.
Don't ask again.
No, unless things change. Like, there have definitely been times where I've said, I've done this. Hey, I'm going to go over here. Do you want to go? I'm going to Sam's Club. Do you want to go with me? And Andrew would be like, yeah. 45 minutes later, I go, I'm ready. And I go out to the garage and he is not ready. He's in the middle Then I'll say like, I was going to go now. Do you still want to go? Like, do you want me to wait?
Yeah.
Or are
That's
you,
different.
would
Yeah,
you,
that's a
right?
smart
Yeah.
way to do
Like,
that.
would you
Yeah.
not want to go? And usually he's like, shit, what time is it? Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready real quick.
right. Let me finish what I'm doing and then I'll throw in some shorts.
Or go, oh, fuck, I got in the middle of this. And
Yeah.
go, okay, see you later.
Right. Like that's usually the only time I follow back up. But no, if somebody says yes, awesome.
I think a lot of people get really offended when someone doesn't want to do something.
Says no.
And that's
More people. I was going to say, usually that's what it is.
why.
Do you want to go to my dad's?
No.
Nah.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Right. There's a couple different things that happen. So I have a couple situations that have come up that like, again, we're dating. If I say, do you want to go to my dad's with me? And you say no, and then I'm upset, maybe it's because I'm uncomfortable going to my dad's by myself and he likes you, right? Like he likes you
Buffer.
better. Right.
Buffer.
But then I shouldn't have said, do you want to go to my dad's? I should have said,
I need a buffer.
right. Dad invited me over. I really don't want to go by myself. All he's going to do is hound on me for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Could you wrap up and come with me so that it could just be like in and out
Yeah.
and pleasant? But that's
hard.
that is asking what I'm at, what I want.
Yeah.
Not asking you if you want to. He might love you. You might hate him, but I might need you.
Buffer. Yeah.
Other time, I don't know. I kind of got to the place, my husband and I now, that I'm like, if I don't want to go, I'm not going.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like your family. It's not that I don't want, it's just because I don't feel like it.
It's okay.
And that's okay. We're married and my plan is to be with you forever.
You've
There
been
will be
going there.
plenty of other events
Yeah.
and times.
You've been going there your whole life. Why do I need to go all of a sudden?
Right.
Well, you don't know how to get there? You grew
It'll
up
be
there.
fine.
Yeah.
He'll usually ask a follow-up question like, are you okay? Because if I'm
Yeah,
like, I
that's
don't
fair.
really feel like it. Like, I don't know. I'm just in a funk. He's like, well, you good? Do you want me to stay? Or he'll be like, I have to go because, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fine. You go.
All right, everybody. Listen. Make people feel nice. But you want me to tell you something that might help you guys with your relationship of being nice to people? Try by being nice to everybody around you. Try doing those things when you're at work and complimenting people and go, did you get your hair done?
Right. Practice first.
Bill, did you get your eyebrows done? They look nice.
Your skin looks
But
great.
you practice
Mhm.
those things. And when you're around people and you're just nice to people, it makes it really easy to be nice because it's constant. If you're only nice to your mate, there is something mentally wrong with you.
Mhm.
If you're mean and prickly to every other human except for your mate, you are a fucking asshole.
Mhm.
This should be easy to do because you should be doing this
To everybody?
to everyone, basically.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously not intimately and things like that.
No.
But how hard is it to be nice? For some people, very. But practice on people you work with.
Mhm.
Practice on your brother. Practice on your sister. Kind of like sex. You know what I mean? No? Oh. Well, practice, you know? And on that note, call the hotline if you're having sex with your sibling. 234-200-5949. Send us an email at notsotenderpodcast@gmail.com.
Mhm.
You can find Mike in the closet department at Home Depot. Be nice to each other, for real. But if you practice being nice to everybody, it gets really easy to be nice to your mate.
Mhm.
But you also probably will freak out your mate because they don't want to share you being nice to everybody else because
Well,
they're
yeah.
little fuckers.
You can't
So
be nice
anyways.
to everybody else first.
Yeah, it's dumb. You can, because then you just start being nice. How about this? Stop dating people who aren't nice. Then it's not so hard to teach them how to be nice. I need to teach them how to be nice. Why are you dating someone who's not nice?
Well, yeah. I was just going to say, or date somebody who's easy to be nice to.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're dating a grizzly bear,
Jeez. It's a grizzly bear. There you go.
these things won't matter
No.
if she's a raging grizzly bear.
She's a bitch to everybody.
Right,
She's
yeah.
a bitch to everybody. If he's a dick to everybody, he's a dick to everybody,
Right.
including you.
Probably
So,
why you picked him.
Know the audience.
Yep.
You know, breed better. Bye, guys.
Bye.